Let's just plug this in. Huh. That doesn't look good. I guess just maybe it's just wet. Looks a little dark. Oh my goodness. This is this. All right. Oh no. All right. Well. Working out, I get see if I can find some. Oh. Let's check her out here. A little bit of a contamination scare. Oh, come on, don't look ugly. Don't look ugly. Oh, I think that's fine. Alright, everybody looks pretty good. Everybody looks pretty good. 65. Let's see. Oh man. So let me try to set this. So 65% humidity. We're shooting for something more like 90. Well, since I got it open. Go look at this guy. A little bit more. So I don't want to breathe on it. I did put some slits in here, so hopefully the lion's mane will come out. This actually has more substrate than intended, and it gets on the top. So, but I'll be filling the bags differently going forward. Like that. I got the incubation chamber. over here, which is a nice. So this guy I'm kind of waiting on. You can see a little bit of mycelium growth there. I'm still learning, so I'm gonna give this maybe another 3 or 4 days before throwing it into the tent. I'm also going to do, I've never done this before, I'm going to try to do reishi mushrooms on brown rice flour cakes. So you can see the mycelium. Gosh, this thing is bright as hell. Let me see. So you can see it's got a real good colonization going there. So I'll throw that into a shotgun terrarium. Right? So I'll fill this up with perlite here, and then I'll throw the mushroom cakes, or the brown rice flour cakes, on top of that. So I've got some logs going outside, and then, yeah, I think the biggest hurdle I got going now is I got to calibrate the DIY humidifier. Whatever, I'm having fun. So there's the DIY humidifier. I gotta calibrate it with my Inkbird humidity controller, which is turning out to be quite the pain. It's just a lot of a little hard to understand, and then we'll set it about 85%. And I'm kind of curious, you know, a big obstacle to the free air exchange. I'm kind of wondering if I can crack these. Oh, that's kind of pretty. That might be too much. So I think I'll set a fan up in one of these little pockets, and that'll be the exhaust. I hate to have all these extension cords running around. I've got a ballast down there, and the DIY humidifier could be upgraded as well. I think I've got, I guess I'll do a little tour maybe. Yeah, so this is my laminar flow hood. This is kind of where this is my operation. I've kind of had to move some tables around here. This is my impulse heat sealer. So that's how I close up the bags. Yeah, a little clustered here. This is the incubation chamber. So kind of a light load right now. I just have the one bag and then a bunch of those brown rice flour cakes. And then essentially I have my workstation there. But as soon as I get the tent going, I think I'm going to be able to really start busting out some good stuff. I will. Oh gosh, got a little light. I mean, it can kind of, it can be very, very dramatic. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay. What's up? God. There's some water issues. I wonder if I can even see what these strange lights. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, there's just going to be obviously condensation. I'm kind of curious if it. Oh yeah, see on top of it, it just gets all. maybe put like a P-trap on this thing so it catches more, and then maybe have a show you. If I have a P-trap on it, and then I'm going to use distilled water. I don't know, it's a, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on this. The ultrasonic humidifier. I'm using distilled water. I don't know if that's necessary or not, but I want this rack. I got 3 bags in here now. I'll figure roughly if I space it out. Let's see, 2, 3, 6 a shelf, 6, 12, 18. If I go all the way to the bottom, I mean, that's 24 bags of lion's mane. And so we shall see there. And I think if I mean, it kind of hangs out on the bottom too. Well, it's kind of unlike hanging experience. I don't know, it would behoove me to just set up a fan so it doesn't sit low. I don't want a bunch of electrical equipment. Yes, let's even see if I can in here per se. Let me see if I can even put it down. Oh, shoot. I wonder if I can make it move. And you know, but if I close it down and it'll get up to 85% relative humidity inside the tent. And then if I, obviously I won't be gapping it here, so I could probably intermittently throughout the day, I could probably saturate the air in the morning, maybe before bed, twice a day, and I think that'll do until I can figure out how to set the timer. So there's 2 things. I got the ultrasonic humidifier I gotta turn on and off, and then I've got the computer fan that's attached to the humidifier. And then, in theory, I'll have to refill the water as needed. I think at this amateur level, that should be just fine. I'm not going to hook it up to like a hose or anything like that. So, but yes. So this is my little farm, and this is a big win. Lighting, maybe needed to some degree. I think. I don't feel as though mushrooms have any form of photosynthesis, so they may need to know which way is up. Other than that, yeah, it's looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, like I said, I might create some sort of P-trap on the outspout so it doesn't just start doesn't shoot any water down. And an exhaust fan, pulling air out. That should be pretty good. Here's the sensor for the humidifier up here. I'm putting it at the top. That'll probably be the lowest level of humidity area. And fan's not doing much. Let's see if I can take it out. I mean, my only thought is I just wanted to move things around. And, you know, I think 85% humidity, you know, that sounds about right. That sounds about what nature is. I don't think, although when I find mushrooms growing in moss, I have to imagine that could be 90 plus at like a surface level. Well, and so the fan might be doing a little bit because I mean, kind of move it around. So, but it's getting wet, which is concerning. And that might be good, you know, before I go to work, turn it on, saturate it, turn it off. That way I'm not playing with fire in any way. Let's see, watch this thing spill out. I enjoy kind of theatrical nature. The humidity. I have a dehumidifier in here now because otherwise I'm going to just have a moldy garage. So it's going to be back and forth. I'm going to humidify the tent, dehumidify the garage. And that'll be how I roll. Yeah, and the ballast down here, man. I should probably build a second humidifier in case this breaks down, because I'm kind of dependent on this situation. I put these mushroom bags in here. Maybe it's only been, well, gosh, I got back from golfing. When? Thursday? It's Saturday? Yeah, so they've only been here for 2 days. I am hoping to see it fruit. Probably should wash my hands again before I touch this, but I'm still in some kind of an experimental phase. But essentially, I do have some videos showcasing this, but the lion's mane mushrooms will just start pouring out of the gap there I wrote. I just did one little X. And that works out pretty well. You know, so I make sure to wrap the bag so it knows where to go. And yeah, these will be the first mushrooms that I grow like this. I asked artificial intelligence how to reassemble this thing, if I remember correctly. I was using this because I didn't have anything. I just put the jar in there and wrote mushrooms on it, just because I didn't know how else to convey the situation. So, all right, well, yeah. I'm very thrilled. Very thrilled. I'll let it get saturated again, and then shut it down. And I might even check the dehumidifier readings. So, but these things are pretty good. I mean, they hold it in. I've got a radiant heater up here. So that is heating all the objects. The laminar flow hood is nice and warm, and then that acts as a thermal mass. I'm assuming, maybe not so well, but it is black, so I think it should warm the tent up and then maybe heat the air inside and create some sort of natural process. My mom gave me this. I thought that was kind of fun. So I'm putting it up here. But lovely. I I cut the slits in the bag. This is another infrared thing. This is an infrared, but it gets scorching hot. So I'll put this in there, and it'll heat it up to sterilize it, and then I won't be able to touch it almost. Or it'll be so hot that I gotta let it cool. Of course, then I'm waving it around in dirty air. So what can you do, you know? Well, I'm rather thrilled. I made 3 videos yesterday. I made 3 videos today. Just little ones, little shorts. But I'm having a blast. I mean, this is just hilarious. I spend most of my time out in the garage now. It's like a little piece of heaven. I did paint the wall. This is a buttered yam color from Benjamin Moore. And it has made all the difference. It was way too white in here. Everything was white. I'm still dealing with some clutter. I still have somebody's stuff over here. Got ladders over there. I did a gladiator rack. I might do another gladiator rack up here. And then, you know, commercially speaking, everybody's saying, well, you'll be able to sell mushrooms. I think I'm still a ways away just because I have to, all the bureaucratic mumbo jumbo, and who knows? I don't even know if I'll qualify to grow food in this environment. I want to put an epoxy cover on the floor, and I think that'll help with cleaning. It'll also be kind of a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So let's see if the humidity, oh, a little bit, look at that. Oh yeah. So I'm looking at my register, 64.5%, 64.6, 7. All right, so we're clicking up. 65%, yep. So as long as I keep it contained, it will go. I put a screw, I attached to this to the wall. But the screw I used is big enough so it has found its home permanently. And that'll be that. I gotta, you know, all this YouTube stuff, I'm still trying to figure out how to, where to put everything. This is the impulse heat sealer here. This is kind of a treasure. I gotta unplug it. Hold on. Ah! Okay. Ah! So, when I vacuum seal fish, it pulls all the air out and then it seals it. But with a bag that has a filter patch on it, I am unable to get the vacuum seal. So I just need the seal. I don't need the air pulled out. It'll never work. So this was kind of a dream come true. And what I do is I set it up right here in front of the laminar flow hood. You know, let me fire this thing up. So I put it in front of the laminar flow hood. I'll have a table here, and then I'll do all the mission and mashing, and I'll just get blasted with clean air. So this did break, but my dad came down, he fixed it. So it's something easy, something simple. I don't know how I can figure it out. Here's another little mushroom figurine. This has kind of become a little thing of mine. I got this in Washington, D.C. at a museum. I think I went to the Indigenous Museum. And so this came from southern Mexico. I've got a little collection going. So let's take a gander. Yeah, just a solid vapor. So I'm up to 74.8%. So I don't have any problem getting this thing up to humidity levels for dramatic purposes. You know, let's see what the world has going for me. It's still, I mean, the thick cloud of it is still low. But again, I got this, the sensor is up here. So that should be, I think that's just that. I don't know how to catch the water coming out. Yeah, it just drips, you know. I've got a little bit of a, here, I'll just take this off. Just shoot it, woo! So, well, that's funny. If I want it to go up, I'll just do that. I don't even know if this is necessary. Yeah, I don't even know I have this in here. If this is, so essentially, the idea was that, okay, so the fan pushes the humidity up and out. But I don't know if I could add another P-trap here because it's just the condensation is escaping. Boy, yeah, this thing just blasts. All right, well, trial and error. I think. Oh gosh! Just slapped myself in the face. All right, now I'm watching the relative humidity. It's dropping like a rock, but it should come back in. Yeah. So again, I would like to not have all these cords. I mean, I always enjoy, so this is, oh, there's a little crack there. I don't even know if that's, so this is reishi mycelium growing on brown rice flour cakes. Right, and so I'll pop this out. This is pretty well colonized. I think it can keep going. I've got it in the incubation chamber. And what I'll take is, so I'll take this perlite. I just put it in this jar to showcase it for a video. And I will put it, and I will fill my shotgun terrarium. This is a totally different strategy, but I'll fill the shotgun terrarium up to here. These are 1/4-inch holes. And then I will put the cake, well, I'll do a dunk and roll. It'll be outside of the jar, obviously, and then I'll put the cake in the shotgun terrarium on the perlite, and this will act as its own, the perlite will be wet, so it'll act as its own. It's really quite ingenious what whoever invented this is, where essentially the relative humidity inside of the shotgun terrarium will look something like that. The heat will attract it, so, and then it'll move out the air, it'll pull the air through the perlite, which will filter it of potential contaminants and dust, and then okay, so 85.8, yeah, easy peasy, huh? Let's see here. Yeah, crazy. And you know, I feel bad for the rest of the garage, but I got the dehumidifier working over there, so, oh gosh, I can't find it. And that'll create a humid environment with a fighting chance of contamination. And then the best strategy would be to, if I once a day misted it and then gave it a fan. Just for that free air exchange. And that is the other part of this, is I need free air exchange in here. See, when I fan it and let it go crazy, I'm up to 93.7% relative humidity. So, but free air exchange is important. I was growing oyster mushrooms out of buckets one time in a tent like this without a humidifier, no free air exchange, and they looked rough. So, real scraggly and almost alien. And then they kind of like grew out, and then they would die, and then more mushrooms would like eat, like cannibalize it, and then they would like grow out and die, and it was really difficult to establish any kind of fruiting bodies. So, well, okay, let's see, I'll put this back in the... this back in here. I will, I think, do a live stream next time I build the bags. Wow, it is thick. Well, and the thing, I took off the hose spout. But yeah, if anyone's not here, yeah, this is a Master's mix. So it's 50% soy hulls, 50% oak pellets, and it will fruit when I want it to. Okay, so I need to fix some stuff, but I am gonna bounce. Farewell. The mushroom farm is doing well. God, I've never done this before, so I don't know how to go. End.